Hi fans of high quality entertainment. Welcome to my video on the top 10 Paul McCartney bass lines in Beatles songs. And this was a difficult list for me to do. In fact, they're not in any particular order. And I know some people want me to do a top 10 Beatles guitar solos, and that's going to be difficult in itself. So I don't know if I can even attempt that, but I'll think it over. But these are 10 of my personal favorites, and I would love your thoughts in the comments section below on maybe some songs I missed. I mean, they have over 200 songs, so I'm sure there's quite a few songs where Paul McCartney's bass playing is fab. One of the earlier songs, there's not too many from the early years of the Beatles that I picked, but one of them is Nowhere Man. And that's one of the things about listening to the Beatles. There's few bands, even groups, that I really love. The Beatles, Frank Zappa, Sparks, Captain Beefheart, maybe a handful of others. I never get tired of hearing their songs. And I don't know what it is. It must be, of course, George Martin, their producer, has to be given some credit. But their songs are always, there's always something when you're listening to a Beatles song, especially the later years, there's always things you kind of pick up. Oh, I never heard that before, or that little bit, or you start following Paul McCartney's bass lines instead of actually listening to the whole song in full, or you're listening to Ringo's drums or just the vocals. It's just always entertaining. So, Nowhere Man as an early song, some great bass playing by Paul. And this is my favorite song of all time, and my favorite Beatles song, of course, A Day in the Life. And just playing it today, I'm just listening to the bass, and it never really hit me before, like, oh my god, that's great bass playing. And I think some people with like guitar solos and whatever, it's like, or drum solos, it's how fast you go, and that's not, at least for me, it's not really the case. It's how melodic you are with the bass playing, for instance, or it's not all about speed. That's all I'm trying to say. So, A Day in the Life, awesome bass playing by Paul. Old Brown Shoe. Oh my god, I love the bass in that. It's kind of speedy too. This would, if I had them in order, I think this would be my favorite bass playing moment in the Beatles. I Want You, She's So Heavy. Especially the whole song's great, but especially the last four minutes or so. If you follow Paul's bass line, and a couple of times they go blah, 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 blah. That's exactly how it sounded. Blah, 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 blah. It's awesome. Dear Prudence. And he also plays the drums on that song. I don't know how he played the drums and the bass at the same time, but that's talent. Something. And I think this was the first song where they really brought up the bass in the mix. And I read, you never know because it's on the internet, and I read that it was John Lennon suggesting to George Martin to bring up the bass in the mix, to have it sound like the American songs at the time, like rhythm and blues. I'm having trouble speaking this morning. Oh, I'm not drinking. Like a rhythm and blues song. Rain. Taxman. And of course, once again, Paul McCartney is the one playing that awesome guitar solo too. I think this would be on most Beatles fans' top 10. It used to be an underrated song, but I think it's talked about a lot more these days. Hey Bulldog. And I was going to say number 1, but it's right up there, of course. Come Together. So that's my list of my top 10 favorites or best, but it's more favorites than best, because almost every Beatles song is a best, a Pete best. I made a Beatles joke. Thanks for watching. Bye. Please thumbs up the video, leave a comment below, and remember to check out my ASMR channel. Links below. I just posted my first and only serious attempt at writing a story on that channel, kind of a Stephen Kingish story with a touch of humor. Bye.